So I want to start off by kind of talking about some of the things that Charles mentioned earlier about how humans tend to forget, and how Gabriel emphasized as well that up to 97% within 3 days. When it comes to caring for someone with memory loss, that means that you become their memory, tracking medications, behaviors, doctor's appointments, while exhausted and overwhelmed. Most AI can't help because it knows nothing about your loved one. Caregiver Copilot changes that. There's a new era of caregiving where people are already looking to ChatGPT for information, but we have taken it to a new level by combining AI knowledge with personalized and private memory. Caregiver Copilot is an AI partner that remembers the entire journey, every journal entry, every pattern, every detail, and it combines that personal history with deep knowledge of memory care. So today we're going to show you how we built it. My name is Krish Patel.
And I'm Viranshu.
And we're the co-founding engineers behind Caregiver Copilot. And we're really excited to be here today. So let's just get right into it. So taking a step back to where it all began, about a month ago, we went to Memverge's Memories That Last AI Agents Hackathon, and we came up with Memory Care, an AI companion that remembers everything for dementia patients, from tracking their medications and routines to their life stories. And it was also someone that they could talk to that has the information that they might have forgotten. We won first place at the hackathon, but once we sat down and talked to real families, such as Frank's, we found that the best way we can help dementia patients is by helping their caregivers thrive at their jobs. So Caregiver Copilot was born. Now, if you look at the slide behind me, every number on the slide tells the same story. Caregiving is overwhelming, with over 55 million people worldwide living with dementia, and that number is projected to triple within the next 25 years. 70% of these dementia patients, or as they're referred to as loved ones, are cared for at home by their family members. Yet, up to 75% of caregivers report experiencing depression at some point during their journey. This could be due to the fact that oftentimes in the later stages, it becomes a 24/7 round-the-clock job.
So we are looking at $1 billion per year industry in only US, because there are around 8 million home caregivers. And if we are able to adopt around 25% of them, which is around 2 million, we can estimate ARR per caregiver around for $80, which is going to generate our total ARR of $840 million. And it is just like 25%. We are looking at bigger picture now.
So when we talk about dementia, we often focus on the patient, but for caregivers, the journey is just as intense. Across the 7 stages of dementia, everything changes, from memory, mobility, behavior, to even the caregiver's role. So we implemented the evidence-backed 6 pillars of mental health, which are sleep, nutrition, physical exercise, mental exercise, social interaction, and medical care. Each of these pillars can provide valuable information regarding a loved one's health and their condition. By the late stages, caregiving becomes a full-time 24/7 supervision, physical assistance, and constant vigilance. It's continuous adaptation, and Caregiver Copilot is going to be there for every stage, learning, remembering, and guiding so that the caregiver never feels alone.
So with Caregiver Copilot, our primary target audience is a loved one. We are providing them help by helping their caregivers to reduce their stress and providing them with the right guidance. And we are also providing meaningful insight for their families and doctor as well, which can make their doctors visit enriched and impactful.
So let's talk about some of our key features. First off, we have a comprehensive framework that facilitates smooth onboarding for both new caregivers as well as substitute caregivers. We also have organized care management that coordinates all the doctors, insurances, and basic care needs so that there's nothing that we don't oversight anything. We provide effective communication about the loved one, not only to the caregiver, but also to their family members and the doctors, fostering a cohesive care team. Our AI chatbot has access to both the private history as well as public knowledge, addressing common caregiver questions, sharing insights, resources, burnout prevention tips, once again, to ensure that caregivers are never alone.
So let me walk through Caregiver Copilot's technical overview. As you see in the left, we are using Streamlit as our web app, which connects with a backend, which is using API calls and of course as a security measurement and generally authentication for password authentication and all. So our backend, we are using LLM client, which is ChatGPT for now, and MemMachine client as well as scheduler for scheduling daily appointments and medications. And MemMachine client is now running a MemMachine environment, which is basically PostgreSQL and Neo4j. And our system is running on PostgreSQL for now. So we're integrating MemMachine and OpenAI. So MemMachine help us to vector embeddings for semantic search, and it help us to get persistent context across the conversation. And it also provide us with automatic consolidation memory. And for OpenAI, we're using GPT-4 for natural language understanding, and we design some custom prompts for healthcare context. And we also implement a function calling for tool integration. And our chatbot has control over conversion control over all our features.
And then moving on to our core entities, we're going to start with the daily journal, which is a powerful caregiving tool built upon the foundational 6 pillars of health, which are once again sleep, nutrition, mental exercise, physical exercise, social interaction, and medical care. Every single day, the caregiver can log in and fill out a quick validated evaluation framework in within 5 minutes, where they can check off boxes for any activities that the loved one participated in, as well as provide ratings for each of the pillars. And freeform notes incorporate any specific details or observations for a clear, richer understanding of daily experiences. Our AI identifies patterns over time, offering crucial insights from the daily entries and providing deeper data-driven analysis. Now, this is our user-friendly dashboard, which is kind of like the heart of our system, which can be accessed by the caregiver, but it can also be accessed by the family members and doctors. This is the top half. For the first time ever, family members and doctors can peer into their loved one's progression and their history regarding all 6 pillars of health. On the right-hand side, we have a medications tab where you can see the upcoming medication schedule with any doses, timings, and instructions. On the left-hand side, we have the upcoming appointments as well as overdue appointments with, again, descriptions, locations, dates, and times. But if you scroll down to the bottom half of our dashboard, here the user can select a time frame anywhere from the last couple of days to even the last 90 days, and they'll see an interactive graph showcasing the 6 pillars of health and the daily journal entries. This type of information can be vital to families in order to visualize the progression of the loved one's health. And in this new era of AI, it's available at the click of a button.
This is a medication page designed for caregivers, so they can add medication for their loved ones. They can also limit dosages, frequencies, and the time which the user has to take medicines. And this is a medication page where it's designed for caregivers as well as doctors, so they can deactivate or delete a medication. And most importantly, they can have access for full medication history.
And then we have the calendar and appointment page, which is essential for effective schedule management. Caregivers can easily mark appointments using the add event feature, allowing direct scheduling for loved ones. The view calendar page provides a seamless overview of all the events designed for simplicity, but you still have it on the dashboard as well. And then right here, the manage appointments tab allows the user to not only view upcoming appointments as well as past appointments, but the cool thing is the caregiver can also come in during or after an appointment. They can write in any doctor's notes, any observations to keep in mind for the next time.
So this is a report page designed for doctors, caregiver, and family members. It provides with such a data-driven report from previous day or selected dates with insights such as medication adherence, daily journal, as well as chat conversation which caregiver did about the loved ones. It presents the rating and summaries as well as feedback for the loved ones in routine in order to enhance their health pillars. Example, if loved one has not gotten enough good sleep in past few days, it can give some recommendations like a user should avoid using reduce the screen time before going to bed or do some medication before going to bed.
And then now finally, let's talk about our Caregiver Copilot AI assistant. This is kind of like the brain of our system. Here we have combined 2 very powerful things. The first is the vast public knowledge of AI, which includes evidence-based guidance. It includes medical research and simply just caregiving best practices. Second is the private personal history of our loved one, including their daily journal entries, their medication logs, appointment notes, and basically any conversation had with the chatbot as well. It identifies real patterns over time, which the caregiver can utilize to produce detailed responses such as this one. Our chatbot highlights any trends in any of the 6 pillars for the loved one and then provides meaningful guidance. And honestly, there's no limit to what you can ask it. For example, if you look at the conversation on screen, the caregiver asks, how was Krish's sleep been this past week? And the Caregiver Copilot responds with a complete overview of Krish's sleep for the last week, along with the notes and ratings. And then it provides guidance as well as potentially beneficial strategies to improve the score for the upcoming week. And this is just based off of 1 week's input, but as we keep adding data, as we keep filling out journal entries and keep having conversations, the chatbot will grow with all the data that it gets. So as kind of Frank mentioned earlier, hours of combing through Reddit posts, Facebook groups, online articles, looking for your very specific issue is now simplified with all the data in one place, along with the loved one's private personal history for real-time personalized educated responses. If you sum it all up, combining LLM knowledge with personalized and private memory is going to open the door to a new era of caregiving. As I mentioned earlier, people have already began to look to ChatGPT for information, but now the addition of private memory is going to take it to a whole new level. If any of you know a caregiver or have a loved one with dementia and believe that Caregiver Copilot could be a useful tool to assist them, please scan our QR code. It's on the screen. It's also on the banner over there. We would love to get in touch and get them set up as a beta user. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you to the AI Memory Forum for giving us this opportunity. We hope you guys enjoyed, and please feel free to ask any questions.